Hello, welcome to Firearms of America, and on this beautiful Sunday morning, let's spice things up a little bit with this Under Armour Speedfit 2.0. Now, I think these boots look absolutely cool. I don't think I had anything like that so far on my channel. Now, these are Speedfit 2.0. They are hiking boots from Under Armour. They're comfortable, light. We will talk about all of that later. If you're wondering overall whether you should buy them or not, and you don't want to watch the whole review, let me answer it really quickly for you. These are for some light hiking, especially if you like to run on the trails, which I love to do sometimes. This would be fantastic. For daily wear, they are pretty cool as well. They do have a very unique outer sole, but we will talk about all of that in the coming review. So, as you guys, some of you know, this review is specifically for our Ultimate Survival Boots section. Now, in this section, this whole section of the boots, we talk about several different criterias, that are applicable to all the survival situations. And the very first one is the comfort level. Now, to test the comfort level, what I usually do is I walk for 5 miles and then I run for 3 miles. So the total wear time of the boots, I walk in between here and there. The total wear time is about 8 hours. So I wear them for a whole day. With these boots, I would give them a very solid 9 out of 10 whenever it comes to the comfort level. I think they are extremely comfortable. They're probably because they're very light, but also because of their unique, if you can see here, kind of dark in there, but it has that almost like an ortholite in the Salomon. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's sort of that jelly inner sole that takes most of the impact. And because the bottom sole is so flexible, it is really easy to run properly in these boots. They're very light, they're very flexible in the sole, and they take a lot of impact. So running, it was an absolute breeze. Probably one of the most comfortable boots to run in. So again, if you're planning to get these for, trail running, you're gonna absolutely love them. So on the comfort level, like I said, solid 9 out of 10. I absolutely love these boots whenever it comes to the comfort. Number 2 category is the proofing and protection. Now, here, unfortunately, as you can imagine, these boots do not really shine that much in this category because there isn't really much of the proofing here. These boots are not waterproof. They don't really offer much of the protection. Now, the bottom sole, it does feature a hard rubber, so it will be hard for something sharp to penetrate through this. If you step on a sharp rock or something like that on the trail, you do have a little bit of a protection there with this really, as you can see, they're, two different colors. It's 2 different types of rubber. This top black rubber is a little bit on the softer side, and this one is just very hard. So it will take impact from sharp things and stuff like that and not let them penetrate, and damage your foot. So kind of good on that end, but there isn't really anything else. This area right here, it kind of does look like it offers some protection, but it really doesn't because it's just that soft. It's more of a design feature. The toe also, as you can see, there is this rubber piece going, but again, it does not offer any protection at all. It's just a very soft rubber underneath. So if something drops on your toe, it's gonna hurt. No heel protection either. They're not waterproof, but at the same time, some boots, it's okay, especially with boots like this, because they are made of a very light, almost rubbery textile. They will dry up pretty quickly. So if you do step in something, in a puddle and get your feet wet, it's not that big of a deal because they will dry up pretty quickly. Okay, so let's talk about number 3. It's the quality and the design features. Now, I've already mentioned most of the design features in the previous category. Quality wise, if you check through the reviews, there aren't that many reviews yet. you know, with these boots, it's a little bit weird. On Amazon, you will see they have several different products for some reason, for different colors. Usually, you know how you click on one product, which is, for example, this boot, and all of the colors are together. That's not the case for some reason with this boots. I'm not sure. Somebody messed up from Under Armour, I guess, or Amazon. But the reviews, overall, the reviews are almost 5 stars. Really good. Honestly, quality, personally, I think the quality is great. I wasn't able to test them for longer than 2 weeks. That's for how long I had them. But I think that the build quality is, you know, whenever I see a poor build boot, I can definitely tell that it's built poorly. And the design features, another thing that I wanted to mention here is the strings. I absolutely love the strings. They're probably one of my favorite ones. They are very thin, so it's very fast, very easy to put these boots on. And the way that you tighten them is it's almost like a 2-stage tightening process, kind of like on Salomon, where you tighten this area first and then it holds the tension, and then you tighten this area. It's not that these boots do not have that technology, but it feels like they do. That's what I'm trying to say. I love the strings. Period. I love the strings. So also another thing important to mention, there is really no hardware here. As you can see, they utilize the part of the boot itself. I'm not sure if it's, only the time will tell if it's actually a good idea or not. If you had this boot for a while, let me know. But I would feel like there is a plastic inside that doesn't let it kind of rub on this hook. But the absence of the metal hardware to hold the strings obviously makes the boots even lighter. Yeah, they're AR light. Pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about the category number 4, which is the outsole traction and stability. Now, as I've mentioned, the outsole is very unique. It's very aggressive. So I tested them on a few different surfaces. It was the sand, it was the tarmac, the asphalt. I tested them on the wet grass, on the rocky road, and a very similar trail, a mix between the rocky road and the grass, some dried leaves, sticks and stones here and there. Don't break my bones, but yeah. So I tested them on a bunch of different surfaces, and I think they perform very, very well on all of them. I have to say, it's very hard to find the balance whenever it comes to the bottom sole, so that it does perform on different surfaces good. Because if you make it too aggressive, it becomes too hard to walk through sand and muddy stuff like that. Things that catch on this aggressive grooves. But if you make it too flat, not aggressive, then it's going to be extremely hard to walk through pretty much anything. Especially snow and ice. If you walk through stuff like that. With these boots, I think they did a really great balance. I think it's a really, really interesting design of a bottom sole. I absolutely loved it, personally, for the traction. So I give, on this category, I give a very solid 9 out of 10 whenever it comes to the traction. Okay, so let's talk about the number 5, temperature, and I kind of mentioned a little bit, snow and ice. I don't think these boots are anywhere near appropriate to to be in a cold climate in the winter or whatever, because they have absolutely no insulation. I mean, they do have something here, but it's more of that cushion. It's sort of that jelly cushion to give you more of the stability whenever you're running. It kind of holds your ankle nice and tight, kind of gives you that support, which is very nice. I guess it's another design feature. But whenever it comes to the temperature, they are only good for hotter climates and warm weather outside. I was testing them, whenever it comes to the hot temperatures, I was testing them in 100 degrees Florida weather, and they do have very good ventilation. They do. This material here is very nicely ventilated, so they're definitely not too hot. I did not overheat, my feet didn't sweat, nothing. All right, so pretty good whenever it comes to hot weather, but cold weather, obviously, not insulated enough, nearly enough. Number 6 is the sizing. I think the sizing is on point with these boots. My shoe size is 9.5, and as you can see, these boots I got 9.5 as well. Usually I do get my hiking boots in half a size bigger. It's just a good recommendation because, whenever you're, for example, going down the hill, you need a little bit of that extra space so that, your foot doesn't slide down and your toe does not hit the front, because after some time of that punishment, your feet will start hurting. But I did get this ones exactly my size and 9.5 because they are more of a, that sneaker type of design, and they fit absolutely perfectly. Didn't even need to go half a size bigger with these, so perfect fitment. The 10 out of 10 whenever it comes to the fitment. Now number 7 is the balance of application, and I think this is the most important one whenever it comes to this whole ultimate survival boot. Basically what it means is, would it really be that boot that you would put on and walk out of your house if something, God forbid, something bad happened, a catastrophe, a war, a Democrats won the, election, and you have to run and run for a very, very long time. You have to walk for a very long time. You will not take off these boots for weeks. You have to climb somewhere, jump, fight, walk through the river. I don't know. Whatever you can imagine in your survival scenario, this is it. This is it right here. Would they be good enough? Are they balanced enough for all of these different terrains, all of these different things that will come along your way? I think to me, this is a pretty good option. Why I say to me is because I think whenever it comes down to things like that, it is all about personal preference. Would you want to sacrifice all that protection, all that proofing for the mobility, for the flexibility, for the speed? If you were in a fight, would you want to have a hard toe that, somebody steps on, you're not going to feel a thing? Or would you want to have a very light boot that you can pull away your foot quickly? So that, I know this is a pretty stupid example, but you get the point. It's the mobility. You sacrifice mobility for protection, you sacrifice protection for mobility. I think with this boot you definitely 100% sacrifice all of the protection and you just go for the mobility, so you will run away from the situation very quickly if needs to be. If you need to fight or do something like that, you will be very quick on your feet, assuming that you are already quick on your feet, without the boots. Just talking to myself, but but I think overall, whenever it comes to the balance of application, different terrains, different situations here and there, I think I would give this a solid 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good score. I had way less. I had a few boots that are higher on that, but nevertheless, because it does not have practically no protection, and because they're not waterproof, there isn't much of proofing at all, but at the same time, very nice, versatile bottom sole, and very light, and just a smart design overall whenever it comes to speed and lightness. I think 7 out of 10 is good for these boots. All right, that brings us to the very last criteria on this review. It's the number 8, price. The price, I think, is pretty fair for these boots. I mean, it's Under Armour. It's a famous brand, famous fancy brand. You're gonna look cool walking in these boots, and they do offer some cool features like we already talked about. The price is $130. You can find them a little bit cheaper for around $120 if you look around, and sometimes they do have the discounts, so I put the link in the description below, and if you wanna just save it on your list, or I don't know, check on it occasionally. Sometimes they do have the discounts and they drop the price by about 10%, so that's nice. I think $130 whenever it comes to the hiking boots is pretty good. Whenever it comes to this specific boot, I think it is pretty fair, but at the same time, in that price range, there is a lot of competition out there, so it kind of goes both ways. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate your thoughts on this boot. Personally, I think, you know, I like it. You know, if I did trail running more often, I probably would have kept these boots. In fact, I think this is only a second or third trail running boot that I have reviewed so far, and I really love them. Because my personal preference is mobility and speed over all of that protection that you get with, you know, a heavier boot. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video useful, please subscribe. A lot more boot reviews are coming this way. This is Firearms of America. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.